Now, we are all cut back down to summer living. The annoying thing is that I'm meant to be on the last gas bottle it's possible to get in the whole area. That's the £18.95 Calar 4.5 kilos. I bought the last one because they've discontinued them, and it's a real issue for people with small burners. Anyway, yeah, there's another one there now. They're meant to have discontinued, but that's not the thing. I was meant to have discontinued coming up here, but I couldn't resist it today. It's just been perfect. But not one person all day from 10:30 this morning has come by here. It's just, I don't understand. In fact, I've only seen one person go along the road. But there's another schism. I've got to write him a handwritten last letter. The complete and utter. There's a word. It's almost like given to me by my angels. It only appears once on the internet. It's a Greek word. And it's the perfect word for, I'm not going to give any clues, because I've often thought. I've only told one person about that word. Actually, that's not true. I tried to give it to a woman who I value immensely, almost as a gift. But I told A.C. Grayling to his face of this word. It's a magnificent, magnificent word. Perfectly describes the pseuds going around speaking bullshit. It's just, and it's a very ancient word. I think it's about 3,000 or 4,000 years old. Anyway, but I've always had in the back of my mind, maybe I should have that word .com, but that would be kind of secret existence. Anyway, I should stop coming up here now. You see, you just don't know where you are with anybody. And that's the thing. Yeah, I was sounding like an idiot. I've got to keep this. Right, I'm running out of camera, video. Right, quick. Yeah. A man who, 12 years, he's meant to be in my sort of main friend, but I knew years ago. People pleasing right from day one. But he's a very senior burger in the community of Hay-on-Wye. When I asked him 4 or 5 years ago, and he's came wealthy from another country, but English wife. When I asked him 4 or 5 years ago, actually saying, my kid, like quite a few, I'm afraid to say, has been head fucked by. Anyway, doesn't really matter because rightly, she took Brexit to heart. At the age of 17 and a half, being half European, it tore her heart to pieces. Anyway, when I said to her, look, you know me well. If anything ever happens to me, I'd like to have you marked down as the person. She has gone off around the world so many times. Might never see her again. But I'd like you to be the person who speaks to her. If there were ever a service that I kick the bucket. And he's a very senior religious person in one of these fucking American well, he wouldn't call his a disco church, but no, I've done a huge study of how this self-pitying, it's all American, and they're all run by America. Church has taken over this whole region. We have Mennonites, Mormons, many lots of Seventh-day Adventists, many Jehovah's Witnesses. It's astonishing. You know, they don't say this in the fucking tourist books about this area. Anyway, quickly to get to the point. So he's so pious and high up. But no, he's such a bitter, twisted, mean-minded person. Yeah, he'll preach out of his Bible. Anyway, there we go. Yeah, I'm never going to speak with him again. I need to write him a letter. You realise how poisonous Christianity is. Say what you mean what you say. Anyway, to keep the point. Yeah, I've actually given a local person the name of my site, which is potentially dangerous because speaking about the environment and the way people behave, which is just stuck in weird lost psychodrama, even round here, I mean there's miles and miles and miles and miles of wonderful countryside to enjoy. So few of them ever do. Speaking openly and understanding in such a way that is understanding in areas like this, and it's got nothing to do with Wales. This is not Wales. There aren't many Welsh people here. It's dangerous. The kind of horrible, very bullying, actually. Like, you can't really say that attitude you have. It's just anyway. But I've been riding above that, never, ever, ever having a problem for years. But it's dangerous to speak too openly, and you never know where you are with anybody. That's the problem. I have no idea where I am with the 4 or 5 people with whom I've spent the most time with, except for one woman, farmer's wife. Kind of know where I am with her, but excepting her, I have no idea where I am with anybody that I've spent a lot of time with the last 6 or 7 years, except for one person, because he never claims any goodness. My ping pong writer. Collaborator, it's a funny word. Anyway, why did I turn the camera on? Yeah, I gotta go. But this is about the simple life. I've had such a productive time. That's the point. That's why I turned the camera on. Because you get up here, totally in space. Everything's organised. All my shirts put up there if I need them later. And it's just fixing a few things now. I've got to fix a couple of things. I'm going to redo these wires because they are continually so badly made. I will for once and all do them as good as can be done. And that's the point. That you strip your day bare of anything except one person face to face who's important, and I don't know if anything useful can be done to encourage this person to carry on being what seems to be them. But apart from that, that's it. That really is it. I've got to write properly. That's it. But I really don't know if there is any person who would kind of get it. Only one way to find out. But my problem is I just love living in the moment, places like this. I need to find different horizons now. You can't be observed too much around here, and I'm the least paranoid person in the world, but there is something is brewing. People know. That's the problem. This is why Steven Pinker is so appalling. Who I've read properly. One or two things. No, his language book is not that good. Because he came out with this, like, oh, we've never been in such a happy, safe paradigm in human history. Sorry. Anybody who's even observing around here, it's the latent violence. That's the problem, Mr. Pinker. You know, I'm sorry, road rage has been around for 20 years. It's the latent violence. And you feel it now. Those who've and it's mainly blokes, almost all blokes, but it's not just blokes. The women egg the blokes on. That's the truth. They're just as bolshy, just as vigilante mentality, and there's no reason for any vigilanteing around here. But there's been this change the last 2 years. It started 5 or 6 years ago. They're on edge. They're sussing out who could be trouble. That's where we are. Draculiches, they would never hurt a fly. That's coming, almost certainly. And they are already clocking who isn't like us. Short back and sides, 35 grand truck, or aspiring to one, and talking about them, a 35 grand truck, boringly every night in the pub, on, you know, the most backwards, what lagers, you know, the sporting lagers advertised on TV with sports events. You know, it's just so bullneck. It is just laughable. And yet the tourist image is something else. It's just, living in a theme park is terrible. There we go, end of. Living in such a way that you're in tune with the weather, in nature when you can be, is magnificent. But no one else gets that anymore.